Hello, my friends. I'm being real naughty. I'm having some cookies. Fudge stripes, which I love. Not a plug. My mom just left these behind, and I'm like, I cannot let these go to waste. I love fudge stripes because they take me back to Miami in the 80s. Fat kid Perez. Actually, my favorite cookies were Cameo cookies from Nabisco. I think they were from Nabisco. Does anybody remember Cameo cookies? They were like this shaped and had a white filling. I used to love to eat those by the dozen and then dunk them in milk. Oh, I hope they're not discontinued. Next time I'm in Miami for a cheat, I need to have some Cameo cookies. I don't even know if they sell them in Los Angeles or if they still sell them. Anyways, let me drink some water and get right to this. There are a lot of updates to get to. It's been a sad week for America. A lot of high-profile deaths. You know, of course, John McCain and Aretha Franklin, but also Neil Simon. And I've just had life and death on my brain a lot. And especially in terms of being here in Las Vegas with my mom and getting to share this summer with her and her having such a great time. I just appreciate her so much and all that she does for me. And then also just being in nature yesterday, being in Mount Charleston, going with my kids hiking and just, I never used to be a big nature person, but the older I've gotten, the more into nature I've gotten. And just being close to heaven, being in the sky, being up there in the mountains, surrounded by all of this greenery, just reminds you of your place in this world and how inconsequential we are and how simple things are there and how still they are and how, you know, away from distraction and peaceful it is. And I'm feeling real emo today. Also because I was watching the John McCain funeral yesterday, and that got me very emotional. What got me so emotional was, you know, I've spoken previously about how I really had an affinity for John McCain and had, in the 90s, contributed to his presidential campaign back when I was a Republican. But what was so moving was seeing just the bipartisan support for John McCain, seeing all of these politicians from across the aisle there, seeing former presidents speak, seeing former presidents and political rivals be jovial with each other, like seeing George Bush give Michelle Obama a piece of candy. And the most touching thing for me was Meghan McCain speaking, and then that triggered, oh my gosh, like, I don't even know what I'll do or what I'll say or if I have to say anything or what my mom wants. I mean, I know what my mom wants, but I don't know. I just can't help but picture myself going there and what would happen and all of those thoughts. But I thought that Meghan McCain gave a great speech, made her dad proud. And my favorite line that she said, and of course it was pointed, and of course I bet you she ran this by her dad, the whole speech before he passed. Meghan McCain said, "The America of John McCain has no need to be made great again because the America of John McCain was always great." God, why am I so emotional today? I don't know. The America of John McCain has no need to be made great again because the America of John McCain was always great. Anyways, if you did not catch it, I covered the funeral on my website. I'll have the link down below for you guys to watch the highlights from that. And I'll have the links down below to read and see everything else that I talk about in this video, as I always do. Okay. Breathe. All right. Thank you for watching. Especially, like, I don't even know, like, on a holiday weekend. Thank you. Like, it means so much to me that you appreciate me enough to take some time out of whatever it is that you're doing this break and be with me. So thank you. All right. An update on the Ariana Grande drama from Aretha Franklin's funeral, where this pastor got a handful of her. He has since apologized for this. The guy, what's his name? Ellis, I want to get his full name. What's the guy's name? Doesn't matter. Charles H. Ellis III. There we go. He saw instantly the controversy surrounding what he did in touching her. And he says, quote, "It would never be my intention to touch any woman's breasts. I don't know. I guess I put my arm around her. Maybe I crossed the border. Maybe I was too friendly or familiar. But again, I apologize." He probably wrote this himself. Like, if you're going to apologize for something, apologize for it. Don't say, well, if I did this or if I did that. That's not apologizing. That's saying like, oh, I'm sorry if your feelings were hurt, okay? That's not an apology. Saying, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, that's an apology. And I'm not saying that that's what he should have said in this instance, but he said, I hug all the female artists and the male artists. Everybody that was up, I shook their hands and hugged them. That's what we are all about in the church. Well, at least he's speaking the truth there. As we've seen throughout the history of the Catholic Church in America, they get real friendly. And earlier this summer, we saw the controversy in Pennsylvania with the priests there. It was awful. He said, the last thing I want to do is be a distraction on this day. This is all about Aretha Franklin, blah, 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 blah. Do you think this guy should suffer any consequences for his actions? Let me know in the comments section below. I'm going to pin that comment because I really want to know. I really want to know. You know, as I'm sure born again people or evangelicals or whatever will say, God forgives all. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, in similar news, there was a groping scandal earlier this week on Big Brother where one of the housemates, JC Mundui, JC, as seen on video, was touching up and being very inappropriate to a male housemate, Tyler. Well, this is what CBS has to say about that. Quote, the expression of viewer concerns regarding JC's behavior was reviewed immediately. All video was examined in its entirety. We spoke with all three of the house guests separately in detail about the incidents. Tyler and Haley explained to producers that they in no way felt threatened, unsafe, or sexually harassed. If there was any indication from our house guests of sexual misconduct, we and CBS would have taken immediate action. The safety and security of our house guests is and will continue to be our top priority. Please, let me break it down for you. Let me break it down for you. Both CBS and these house guests know what's up. They know that JC is the villain of the season and that he is driving eyeballs to tune in and watch Big Brother. So they don't want him out of the house. If you reviewed the footage like I did and like most people did, you would see what really happened. And what happened is that this guy was inappropriately touching another person. If this were the workforce, the guy would be put on suspension, on leave, or fired. But, you know, ratings are more important. And I mean, I guess at the end of the day, Tyler could have said, I do feel violated, and he didn't. He didn't. For the reasons are on him, and I'm sure when he gets out, or if we haven't seen it yet, he will address why he doesn't feel that JC crossed the line. On to more reality TV news. Basketball Wives star Gloria Govan has been arrested for being a hot mess. She was arrested for... sorry. I'm thinking I'm getting like allergies or something. She was arrested for violating or not obeying a custody agreement with her ex-NBA star Matt Barnes. He was supposed to have his kids for the holiday weekend this weekend, but she showed up at school to take the kids. And he showed up too, and then an altercation ensued. She tried to prevent him from taking the kids, even though he had the paperwork that he had the kids for the weekend. Somebody else at the school. Can you imagine all of this going down at your kid's school? Like, oh my God. Even if I thought that the other person was in the wrong, I would not want to bring in outsiders in my family drama. I would not want to be causing a scene with strangers and peers, and classmates and teachers. Like, some people just don't know when the TV show ain't filming. It's real life, and that's real messed up. I cannot believe that. So she was arrested after somebody called 911, and thankfully so. Like, why do you have a custody agreement if you're not gonna obey it? Shameful, shameful, shameful. And she had to post $100,000 bail. Ouch, that's serious money. Okay, speaking of beefing, this is just so silly. Eminem, G-EAZY, and Machine Gun Kelly are all beefing with each other for various reasons. And honestly, I could care less. It's like, oh, we're all white boys. We all have blonde hair or have had blonde hair at one time. Everybody's accusing everybody else of copying each other and releasing diss track. And if you care enough about these white rappers, I'll have the links below to the diss tracks, to what they're saying. But speaking of G-EAZY, over the weekend, Halsey, his on-again, off-again girlfriend, performed with him at a concert in Jersey, I believe it was. And they definitely looked like they were back together. She even grabbed his junk. That was definitely not a JC situation because he welcomed it. And those two are still together. And poor Halsey. I think she just does not know what's good for her. All right, I've got one last thing for you guys. I put them in the fridge, and now they're stuck together. There we go. All right. Mariah Carey is beefing with her former manager, Stella Boloknikov, whom I know and whom I used to work with. Back in 2007, I had a series of specials on VH1, and she was the executive producer. She worked for VH1. After that, she left and started her own production company. And before working with Mariah, Stella never had a management client. She wasn't a manager. She was a producer and a developer. So things did not work out with Mariah and Stella. Mariah fired Stella. Stella claims that Mariah owes her millions of dollars and is threatening to reveal damaging information about her in a court of law, saying the truth will be revealed. It'll come out in court. And then an insider says Stella will go on the record about her time with Mariah and what it's really like working with her. Stella will not hold back There will be no shortages of stories. Mariah should be scared. I mean, maybe I would be scared if Stella knows something that could damage her as a mom or her time with her kids or whatever. But having said that, I'm shocked that Stella went there, because if she ever wants to be a manager again, what client is going to take her on after seeing what she did to Mariah? I wouldn't. Like, you know, splits, breakups happen all the time. You want a manager that's professional and won't throw you under the bus, even if you deserve to be thrown under the bus. Like, managers should rise above. And Stella is not. Wah, wah. Anyways, my friends, have a beautiful day. I love you. If you love me, please hit the like button, leave a comment, share this video, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my personal channel, follow me on Instagram, get a cameo, and all that good stuff. I'm just gonna finish this up. Thank you. I love you. Bye.